This is Pastor Kent with you. And we're going to talk about this morning spirituality. What is spirituality? John 1, verse 4. Abba, may I do your will and your work here, and say these things in Yeshua's name. Amen. Here, I'm talking to my brothers and my sisters in our Messiah. It is very crucial that we get this concept now. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but prove the spirits, if they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. I can't even begin to tell you how many false prophets out there. Actually, I can. So, these are the top 10 churches in the States. Lakewood Church, Houston, Texas, false prophet. Willow Creek Community Church, South Bringhamton, false prophet. Second Baptist Church, Houston, Ed Young Sr., false prophet. Saddleback Church, Lake Forest, California, false prophet.
The number one choice of moms. Pampers is trusted to surround your baby in comfort and protection. And when they're wrapped in its blanket-like softness, all they feel is love. Pampers.
South Christian Church, Louisville, Kentucky, Dave Stone, false prophet. Mount Point Church, Albuquerque, Georgia, Andy Stanley, false prophet. Thomas Road Baptist Church, Lynchboro, Vienna, false prophet. Calvary Chapel, Fort Lauderdale, false prophet. The Poet's House, false prophets. Top 10 fastest growing churches in the U.S. I don't see any in here that are anywhere close to what God would have them be. They don't teach the spirit and the true belief of our Messiah. They choose to teach false doctrine brought down from years. Mormon church, fake false prophets. Jehovah Witness, fake false prophets. Salvation Army Church, yep, fake false prophets. Let me tell you about the Salvation Army Church, okay? We were in that. I was a soldier, okay? My wife was a soldier. We had a choice to acknowledge that our son was a sinner because he was gay, oh Lord, and denounce him, or be outcast. Now, that was a simple choice, and I walked away. I come home and I told my wife, and she walked with me. Today, we will not support the Salvation Army for that purpose. It is wrong to condemn a person for who they love. That is wrong on so many levels. You can't do that. You know, there are numerous parts in the Bible that talk about condemning and ridiculing and mocking and making fun of and judging. Many of us so-called Christians sit back and say, this world's got to change. Well, brothers and sisters, I have a huge battle and I need your help. We need to take this world back. We need to rescue those that are lost and destitute. And the ones that aren't saved, bring them to the cross. Show them Jesus Christ. Show them our Messiah. I'm not talking about these fake, fraudulent, and false prophets and false teachers that sit up on the pulpit every Sunday and say that you have to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your might, and with all your soul, but you are to hate. No, 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 and no. I can't stress that enough. Did I say no? It doesn't exist. Racism must go. It must be eradicated from this vocabulary in this century. We have to stop putting down people for this, that, or the other stupid, lousy thing that you want to condemn them for. Because they're different. Because they're this. Because they're that. So that means I can condemn you because you're not a hopper? Or I can condemn you because you're not in my family lineage and you're not in my family tree, so that gives me the right to condemn you? So then what you're telling me is our Messiah came down here, was on a cross for 3 days, was beaten, battered, and broken, and mutilated beyond all compare, Okay? And put on the cross at Calvary, not a stake like some people say. Okay? He was hung on the cross of Calvary. And he was there 3 days. Get this, brothers and sisters. Please, I implore you, I'm begging you to stop listening to somebody because they have a doctor of divinity and their father before them and their father before them was a pastor. So bloody what? Who gives 2 iotas what their belief is? If it ain't right, it ain't right. See, I love what Forrest Gump says, and he says stupid is as stupid does. You know, and there's a lot of Christians that are doing stupid things. You know, and we have got to wake up, brothers and sisters. Get off our cans and get out there and start doing what we're commanded to do. And that is to make disciples. Stop sitting there and saying, well, it's not my problem. So you're telling me that our Messiah died for you on the cross and rose to conquer death so that you can live a happy, joy-filled life and hunky-dory and skippity-doo-dah-day? Really? So the apostles who died martyr deaths, that was a waste? They died in vain? That's what you're telling me, that they never had to go to that length. Well, you need to read the story and watch the movie, The Passion of the Christ. If you really want to understand what our Messiah went through, you need to get that and study it. Understand this. No human being could stand what our Messiah did for us. Not one. They would all die. All of them. Without a doubt in my mind. You know? And by sitting there and saying, you know, it's not up to me to change the world. Yes, it is. It's every Christian's responsibility to put the other Christians right. I'm not talking take the Bible and bash it over their heads. God, no. You don't do that. You just don't do that. When Jesus, our Messiah, set someone right, did he smash him over the head and crush him down to a bloody pulp? No. He simply said to them, "What is your sin?" So, when we get that concept that our Messiah wasn't there to bash people over the heads, but make them realize, oh, so that's it, and have that aha moment. We lead them down a path We don't push them into the oncoming traffic. You don't smash them in. You don't set somebody that's never had survival training and put them out in the wilderness and expect them to last. They'd be dead in hours. Nobody that has ever been in the wilderness can survive without survival training. It doesn't happen. But by the grace of God, there are miracles. I'm not trying to disillusion you and say that miracles don't happen today, because they do. And I'm a walking, talking miracle. People that have cancer taken away, eradicated out of their bodies through prayer. That's literally a miracle. You don't think miracles happen today in this world? Please, keep up on foreign affairs. It's going all around us. This world is going to the dogs. It's never too late to do something. One soul, one single soul saved from hell and damnation is worth your time. My mission in this life is to eradicate false doctrines and false teachings in this world. I actually have two callings. I'm very blessed. First is to eradicate, those false doctrines and utterly destroy them with the power of God Elohym and wipe them off this earth with his power. I am but a lonely servant. I cannot do anything without his power and know-how behind me. I have many gifts of the Spirit, but that's another topic. Today, if you are a Christian, as I'm talking to my brothers and sisters, we need to wake up. Brothers and sisters, please wake up. If you don't know how to get rid of your sin, for God's sakes, please call me. Seriously, I'm here. I have Facebook. I have pages. I'm not just here to be a pretty face. I'm here for a plan and a purpose. And that's to help those that have been taught false doctrine, false teachings, and through the power of Elohym, eradicate this false teaching that's in this world today. Abba, may your word go forth and empower those that need it. And if they need help, lead them to where they need to go. Immediately I can help them, and I'm there for them. This is my calling. May the Lord bless and keep them. Shantara boka shandara kitara basana. Yandara shandara boka shandara kitara shanda. Watahashatara washada. Watari shandara batana. My children, it's time to wake. It's time to wake and put on the whole armor of God. And lift our hands toward heaven and do as we are commanded to do, to make disciples in my name. Ah, glory.